My husband was a doctor. Every single night, he would give me an injection, claiming it would make my skin lighter and enhance my beauty. But every morning when I woke up, I felt a stabbing pain in my stomach that made me want to scream. Something wasn't right. One night, I secretly swapped out the injection and pretended to be asleep. What I witnessed my own husband doing to me that night, no enemy, not even the cruelest one, would ever do that to another human being. Let me take you back to the beginning. My husband's name was Anish. He was the son of my uncle and aunt, and he had returned from America as a fully qualified doctor. The moment he stepped back into our community, he became a legend. Every gathering, every wedding, every family dinner, people couldn't stop talking about him. Shanti Auntie's son is a doctor. He studied in America. His name was on everyone's lips. Every mother in the neighborhood secretly prayed that Anish would notice her daughter. Every girl in our colony started visiting beauty parlors more frequently the moment he came back, desperately trying to look modern enough to catch his eye. But me? I never even let myself dream about him. I knew someone like Anish could never belong to someone like me. I had dark skin. Yes, I had beautiful blue eyes that people always complimented, and I was tall, but in my mind, my dark complexion overshadowed everything good about me. Our family had girls who were fairer, more educated, wealthier. We were a middle-class family, not poor, but in other people's eyes, certainly not enough. Anish was the moon in the sky. I was just moss on the ground. Reaching him felt impossible, so I never tried. Then one day, I fell ill. My blood pressure was fluctuating badly. My mother insisted on taking me to a doctor, and without telling me where we were going, she took me straight to Anish's clinic. I protested immediately. "Why here, Mom? The fees are too expensive. Let's go somewhere else." But she wouldn't budge. Her real motive? She wanted Anish to see me, just once. Maybe something would spark. I thought she was being completely delusional, but I gave in. Inside the clinic, Anish examined me. My mother introduced herself, and he remembered the connection immediately. When she introduced me as her daughter, he looked at me and smiled softly. He checked my blood pressure, even though the nurse outside had already done it. I remember thinking, why is he checking again? But I didn't say anything. He diagnosed low blood pressure, wrote a prescription, and we left. That night, I couldn't sleep. That look he gave me, there was something hidden in it. Something I couldn't explain. 2 days later, his family came to our home with a marriage proposal. I was completely stunned. And honestly, a small part of me was overjoyed. He had liked me in just one meeting. My mother was beaming. "He's been surrounded by modern, fashionable girls abroad," she said. "He's tired of all that. He wants a simple, genuine girl. He saw your soul, not your skin color." Anish himself messaged me. "The moment I saw you, I fell. Completely and without warning. Your eyes touched something inside me that nothing else ever has. You have every quality I've been searching for." And I believed him. I let myself fall too. The news of our engagement spread through the family like wildfire, but not in a good way. Relatives were furious. How did he choose her? The dark-skinned girl from the middle-class family? What about all the educated, beautiful girls he had to choose from? The jealousy was poisonous, but our home was filled with joy. His family insisted on covering every single wedding expense. A designer bridal outfit worth hundreds of thousands. Jewelry beyond imagination. Even my sandals were a gift from them. Our entire family was dressed by them. Relatives who were seething with envy watched silently as the gifts kept coming, mouths falling open. The wedding day arrived. I sat on stage beside Anish, his bride. But then his cousin's sister walked up and said something so cutting, so cruel, that tears rolled down my face before I could stop them. "You're so expensive, Anish," she smirked, "but your taste has gotten so cheap." He shut her down in 2 sentences, and she walked away, but the damage to my spirit on my own wedding day was already done. I sat with my head bowed, unable to look at my husband. That evening, when we were finally alone in our room, Anish walked in and read my face instantly. "Are you still thinking about what Kushba said?" he asked gently. Then he said something that melted every wall inside me. "Real love means understanding what your partner feels even without words." Then he said, "Roshni, I promise you, no one will ever make you cry about your skin color again. I've spoken to a skin specialist. There's an injection available now that gradually lightens complexion. If you're willing, we can start tomorrow. I love you exactly as you are, but I can't bear to see you in pain." I looked at him with tears of gratitude. "Is this real? Can my skin actually change?" He answered every question with patience and confidence. "The world is advanced now. People change their entire faces with surgery. This is just an injection. You'll never have to lower your head in shame again. I promise." I hugged him. I felt like the luckiest woman alive. He did add one thing. "Keep this between us. If people find out, they'll talk, and we'll have to deal with unnecessary drama. I agreed without question. I promised to keep it secret. He was my husband. I trusted him completely. The first injection was given that very night. Within minutes, a deep heaviness pulled me into sleep. When I woke up the next morning, the pain in my stomach was unbearable. I told Anish. He calmly said, "Every medicine has side effects. This will settle in a week. Be patient." And then he played the most powerful card he had. "Think about our future children, Roshni. What if they one day make a comment about your complexion? Could you survive that pain? Endure this now, so you never have to face that." He was right, I told myself. I endured it. The second night, same injection, same deep sleep, same agonizing morning. I was locked in our room, suffering silently, unable to tell anyone because I had sworn to keep it secret. I felt like I was dying from the inside, but I held on. Then one night, my body simply refused. I couldn't take another injection, so I made a decision. I quietly went into his medical cabinet and replaced the injection with a painkiller dose. Then I lay in bed and pretended to sleep. Anish came in. He didn't notice the switch. He gave me the injection. I lay still. He assumed I was unconscious, and then I saw what he was actually doing to me. My heart stopped. No enemy, no stranger, no one in this world would do what my own husband was doing to my body while I was supposed to be unconscious. I sat up. He froze. "You're not asleep," he whispered, his face going pale. "What are you doing to me?" I asked. My voice was shaking, not from fear, from fury. He tried to lie first, but when he realized I wasn't going to accept it, he broke. The truth poured out of him, and every word made the room spin. Anish had a wife in America, a model. He loved her deeply, but she refused to ruin her body and career by carrying a pregnancy. Anish desperately wanted a biological child, their child. So he came back to India with a calculated plan: find a woman who was dark-skinned, from a modest background, possibly insecure enough to be controlled by wealth and sweet words, someone who would stay grateful and never ask too many questions. That woman was me. The skin-lightening injection was actually a sedative. While I was unconscious each night, he was performing IVF implantation, attempting to plant his and his American wife's embryo into my body without my knowledge or consent. The plan was for me to carry their baby for 9 months, deliver it, and then he would take the child, give me divorce papers, and fly back to America. He never intended to return. I was supposed to spend the rest of my life broken, blamed, and alone. I screamed. I screamed until the whole household woke up. I called my parents. Anish tried desperately to silence me. Promises, apologies, threats wrapped in soft voices. I didn't stop. I tore his mask off in front of everyone. When I told my mother everything, she couldn't believe it at first. "He seemed so decent, so gentle," she kept saying. But I had already made my decision. I went with my best friend, whose husband was a lawyer, and filed an FIR. We had evidence, medical evidence. My own mother begged me not to. "We're a respectable family. Courts and cameras will destroy our reputation. People like us can't fight people like him." I looked her in the eye and said, "As long as we stay silent, people like him will keep doing this to women like me. I'm not staying silent." The case exploded in the media. The moment the story broke, the public was outraged. People who had praised Anish's name for years were now spitting in disgust. He couldn't show his face anywhere. In court, I stood straight and told everything. The lawyer presented the evidence. The truth about his American wife. The truth about the embryo. The truth about every injection, every lie, every calculated move he had made from the moment I walked into his clinic. He had chosen me because he thought I was weak. He thought my insecurities about my skin, my middle-class background, my gratitude for his wealth would keep me quiet forever. He was wrong. Both Anish and his mother, who had known everything and helped orchestrate it, were convicted. I got my divorce. Yes, I was alone after that. But I had my truth, and I had my dignity. Here's what I learned through all of this. A degree, a title, a bank balance, none of it makes a person good. It is humanity that matters. Anish's mother raised a son with intelligence but no conscience. If she had taught him the difference between right and wrong, none of this would have happened. And to every mother reading this who prays for a rich, educated husband for her daughter, please also pray for a man with a heart, because gold jewelry cannot heal wounds. Expensive clothes cannot protect you from evil inside your own home. I could have stayed silent. I could have swallowed the injustice and convinced myself it was my fate. But silence protects abusers. When a woman's life falls apart, society always finds a way to blame her. She should have been more patient. She should have adjusted. I refused to let that happen. I fought, not just for myself, but so that no other woman would ever have to wake up in pain, confused and betrayed by the very person who was supposed to protect her. This story needs to be a lesson. Share it. Talk about it. Because this happens more than we know, and silence is what lets it continue. Like and comment if this story moved you. Your support means everything.